How are we doing, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be a new player's guide / overview for Black Desert Online. It will be covering both platforms, so that is console and PC. This will also be very helpful for anyone that's looking to transition from one platform to the other, and I call this an overview because I'm not going to be diving in depth on all the topics in this video. When I go over different topics, I'll be telling you what order you want to be doing them in, and then I'll be linking in my description down below the exact videos I use to help me guide myself through those topics, so hopefully you could do the same for you. Now, the very first thing you're going to want to do before going into the game is get your settings sorted out to give you the best performance that you're looking for, or visuals. I'll be linking down below the videos I use to customize my PC settings. For console players, I'll be making you guys a personal video on the settings I adjusted on the console, and that will be hitting my channel hopefully within a week of this video going live, so keep an eye out for that. So the most important part of BDO is selecting the right character for you. I'll be linking a video that's going to give you an overview of all the different characters in the game. I'd pick a couple that stand out to your game style and then create a trial version of that character first. This will take you into an area that's called the Battle Arena, and it will give you a level 60 version of the character of your choice with maximum skill points. This will allow you to do some skills and move around and see whether or not this class appeals to you mechanically in-game. And when it does, I'd recommend for new players to stick to that class throughout their journey in BDO until they get comfortable with the mechanics of that class before starting to dive into other classes if you do choose to do so. For anyone that is returning to the game or looking to transition from one platform to the other, and you have a character that you PvP on and you have a character that you PvE on and they're different, I would recommend for your first season character to create the PvP version of the class that you enjoy to play. Once you progress through the seasons and you get to the area where you can use the Fughars timepiece, at that point I would recommend using that timepiece to get your PvP character into the regular servers of the game, and then bring in your PvE character into the season server of the game. That would be the most efficient path for you. So when loading into the game for the first time, make sure for your starting zone, if you're on PC, to select the Mountain of Eternal Winter. Console players, this is not currently available to you, so you'll just be starting at the Ancient Stone Chamber, which is the default. So now play the game at your own pace, complete the main quest line, and then make sure you also complete the season pass. The game will hold your hand and walk you through this section here, but I will give you a tip when it comes to getting to level 61, which will be your first hurdle in BDO. So for the most efficient path to get from 60 to 61, first you have to complete a quest to give you the Chenga Shuriken Tome of Wisdom. To guide you through that, I will link this video for you in the description down below. Check out Evils Do Us Harm and he'll walk you through that step by step. Once you have that Chenga Tome, you will then want to watch this video and follow it exactly. This will hold your hand to side quest from 60 to 61 in the Camisylvia area. So now for one of the most important things for your account, come to the Adventure tab here, come down to Quest, scroll over to the Suggested tab, do the Inventory Expansion quest for your character, but make sure you do the Pet Loyal Companions quest for your account. This is the most important one here. All you've got to do is navigate to it, and once you navigate to the NPC will give you the pet. This being said, if it does not do this for you, that means you have to just progress a little bit further in the main quest line for this to be unlocked. So come back a little bit later if you haven't completed your quest line, and then see whether you can get your pet after you've completed a few more main quests. So once you have a bunch of pets, you'll get them through the quest line there. You'll get them some as a new player, just as rewards, and as login rewards as well. You'll have a number of pets here. Pets are very important. You take them out and they pick up loot for you. You'll need to level them up and tier them up. Now to level them up, what you'll need to do is come over to command and turn all your pets to agile. So you could do a group function command like that. So once you see these little red things here, you see they're on agile. This will pick up loot at the highest rate, but it will also consume the most food. Now this is really important for leveling up your pets because it levels up by you feeding your pets food. And to get food, just come to your central market, come to purchase, type in feed, and I'd recommend just getting some organic feed like so. If you've got market mates, use your market mates. If not, feel free just to go to a central market and put them out manually. And then once your pets have used their food guard, so once they're close to 0% or they're at 0%, just feed all of them. And this will, like you saw here, level up your pets, which would increase their efficiency. But the next thing is tiering them up is equally as important, if not more important than leveling them up. To tier them up, put your pets away, come down to the exchange tab, and select the pet that you want to exchange. Now, once you've done this, if you have 3 T1 pets, it gives you a 100% chance of getting a tier 3. I'd recommend using 3 and not going through the RNG system, which is only, if you've got 2 pets, a 55% chance of tier 3. Tier 2 pets are completely useless. Tier 3 is what you want to get. So like I said, I wouldn't recommend using the RNG system. I'd recommend putting 3 T1 pets in here and leveling up that way. Select an appearance, select random skills, name your pet whatever you want to do, and then exchange. And see, RNG bit us in the ass. We've got a tier 2 useless pet for us. But that is how you tier up your pets, and that is how you level up your pets. You should have enough pets by the time you do all the quests to get a full set of 5 tier 3 pets, and 5 pets is the maximum number of pets you can have out on your account at one time. So now you've hit level 61, you've pretty much completed your seasons, and you've got a bunch of pets. You're going to want to come down to Polyforest, which is on the bottom left part of your map, and you're going to be popping some buffs. But you have to get the buffs first, so come to your Pearl shop on PC. If you come to the Loyalties tab, I don't know exactly where it'd be because I've already bought it, but it'll be called Combat and Skill EXP 530 for 1 loyalty. Make sure you pick up this one here. On console, it'll be under a different tab where it says silver items. You'll pick it up for 530 silver on console, unless after releasing this video, they change that to the Loyalties tab on console as well. But make sure you grab those 530 scrolls, which is these ones here. You also have some Blessed Message scroll from playing seasons. You'll have a Book of Combat and get a simple chronomeal from the central market. And on PC, you'll have artifacts. When doing the quest line, the quest will literally give you a couple of artifacts for free. It doesn't matter what the actual artifacts are, but you want to get some specific light stones, which I'll show you in just a minute. But you'll be popping all these buffs. Obviously, if you're on console, if you're watching this close to when the videos come out, we don't have the artifacts yet, so you wouldn't use the artifacts on console, but on PC or future console players, when the content is available, you'd be using the artifacts there. So you'd be popping all of these buffs to get the maximum amount of skill point EXP and combat EXP that you can. And in terms of the light stones that you want to plug in, come to your central market, come to light stones, come down to wind. You're going to want to pick up 2 alert skill, light stone of alert skill, and 2 light stone of alert combat. And then once you have that, pop them into your artifact, and then you'll have the set effect of 30% extra skill points, which is the maximum set effect that you can get from these artifacts, and you also get 175% combat EXP. So you'd pop your chronomeal, you'll pop your Book of Combat, you pop these 2 scrolls, and then I'd spend a few hours just grinding in polys. And once you've done that, you want to have roughly a minimum of 1600 skill points, but I would recommend spending some more time in polys to get to around 1800, maybe even 1900 skill points. So this way you're going to future-proof this character, and it'd be very beneficial when you use your Fughars timepiece at the end of your seasons, so your next character can have a lot of skill points as well without you having to grind them again. So you have finished the main quest line in BDO. You are also level 61 and you're grinding some skill points. This is a really good time to watch this video here about the pen quest line with Jetina, and also watch this video here about how to get pen boss gear exchanges. I'll go more in detail on what you should get in just a moment, but you need to watch these videos to understand what items you need and to make sure you're doing this daily quest every single day for the accessory, and this weekly quest every single week for your boss gear. Alright, so you're level 61, you've completed the main quest line, you're doing your daily pen accessory quest line, you're doing your weekly pen boss gear quest line, you got all those pets, you're pretty much good to go for graduation. If you're enjoying the season experience and want to stay on seasons for a longer period of time, feel free to do that, play the game at your own pace. However, what I will say is my experience in season servers is that it's always overcrowded. No matter where or when I'm grinding, I'm always getting interrupted. And for my experience, well, for my knowledge, it is better to grind on a non-season server uninterrupted than it is to grind on a season server interrupted, even if you do get other benefits from being on a season server by getting additional income from additional season drops and having the extra EXP and whatnot. But again, it is up to you. It's your game, so play how you like to. But when you're ready to graduate, you're going to do everything at the same time, which requires you to use the Fughars timepiece. It's going to be a little bit hard for new players to maybe keep up exactly how things work audibly. So again, I'll have a video in the description down below, linked to show you guys exactly how to use that timepiece and what it does visually. I'll do my best to explain it to you audibly in just a moment. But before that, any players that already know what it is and are coming from one platform to another, this is where you'll take your main character from season servers, your timepiece, your PvE character into season servers. You'll then graduate pretty much instantly after that point. After you graduate, you'll get the Pen Composure necklace. You'll then do the Jetina quest line, or the Jetina quest exchange quest, where you give them all your Tavala and they give you the reformed boss gear in return. And then you'd basically give everything back to your PvP character. And do not, I repeat, do not tag your PvE character yet. It's not worth it. You'll tag your PvE character a little bit later on, okay? So that being said, for new players, what the timepiece is and how it works. First of all, you've got to create a new class, and this new class has to be level 23 or lower for you to be able to use a timepiece on it. Now, when you're on your main character that has a timepiece and you use it, you'll be able to take your experience and skill points and copy it onto the new character that you've created that's on a low level. So now you have two characters level 61 plus or 62 plus, depending on how far you've been grinding on seasons, with a similar number of skill points. So this, the character that you're currently on beforehand, the one that you started on originally, this will no longer be a season character, so it can no longer access season servers after using the timepiece, which means it can no longer access the Tavala season gear for now. So you'll then, the character that you bring into the server that you timepiece to, this will be your new season character that will have access to all the season gear. It will also allow you to transfer all your weapons to the new character as well, so it can use the weapons. And it will be, like I said, your new season character with access to all the season stuff. But again, when you're doing this timepiece thing, like I suggested, instantly you want to be graduating, like I've mentioned to the existing players. And when you graduate for the rewards, you want to get the Pen Composure necklace, as I've mentioned before. That is the best reward that you can get from seasons. And then again, there'll be a link in the description down below. Once you've graduated, you can just talk to Jetina for another quest. She'll literally change all your boss gear into... it'll change all your Tavala gear into the special reformed boss gear that's TET that you can equip on any class. So you can equip it all back onto your main. You can equip all the accessories back onto your main. And it will change all the weapons into boxes. So then reopen the boxes on your main. Now, what character should you timepiece to as a new player is up to you. If you want to experience a new class that piques your interest, feel free to timepiece that class and spend a little bit of time on seasons messing around with it and having some fun before graduating, if that's what you choose to do. You can just pick the same class again if you're just comfortable with that class and it's the easiest thing for you to do. You can do that. Or you can also pick Dracania for this season. Whenever there's a season that's attached with a brand new class coming out, if that's when you're joining the game, there's always level up rewards for this brand new class. So currently with this season, with the releasing of this video, Dracania is a brand new class. So if you were to tag in your Dracania at 61, boom, you've instantly done the level up rewards and you're going to get extra income in your pocket. So that's another good choice. But what you're going to do now is you're going to have a total of 6 created classes. So you've currently got 2, right? You've got your main, you've got the one that you timepiece to. So you need to create 4 new classes. One of them is just going to be a shy, level it to level 7, and this is going to help you with some of the quests that you're going to have to do, some of the, the journals that we're going to have to do in a moment. And the other 3 classes, they're going to be level 1, I would recommend just taking one of them to level 7 and taking the other two to an absolute minimum of 49. But I would recommend if you can get it to 56, that's okay. 58's even better. If you want to go to 60, 61, that's up to you, but you don't need to take it that high. Two of these classes are going to be boss ults. One's going to be a Vells ult. And this extra class, well, I guess technically you're going to have 3 boss ults at this time until you tag. And I'll show you which bosses you want to take these characters to, and this is going to be very important for your progression in BDO. Okay, so let's get your first boss ult set up. Now I'm using my Shy as an example because my Shy is just in Velia, but you will not be using your Shy as your boss ult. So one of the classes that you just leveled up to level 7, you can use this as your Vells boss. So come to Velia, the first little town, come to this little tavern over here, talk to this guy over here, go to his shop, and buy yourself a Bartali's ship. And then you're going to come over to the wharf manager, just over here. And we're going to register the ship. Doesn't really matter what you call it. You're going to take out your Bartali sailboat. Make sure you buy supplies. And then what I'd recommend here is come to your settings, your ring menu, come over to the menu section, scroll down to find boat, put that on your ring menu or your hotbar if you're on PC. I've got console UI, and then use that item to get to the wheel, and then you can use it again to grab onto the wheel. So now what you're going to do is you're going to just take this ship all the way up to Vel. Now, as you can see, you can't set a path. So just keep coming down, keep coming down, keep coming down until you can set yourself a path. You can auto path if you want. It will take a while because when you auto path on a boat, it takes a lot of twists and turns. You can manually go there, but again, it will also take a while because the Bartali boat is very slow. Okay, so this is going to be your lower level character that's not your Shy that you're going to be taking to Vells. Once the boat gets here, you're just going to continue going north until you get to Vells. And if you're having some issues, I've already got a character there, so let me show you. So if you're having some navigational issues, come to your central market, go to purchase, type in compass, and you're going to buy three compass parts. I've already bought them. So I'm just going to manage warehouse and use my maids. Get them in your inventory. Make sure your inventory is unsorted. Put them in a line like that, and then you can create your compass. And then this will allow you to see where you are. Because once you get past... Oh yeah, once you get past this point where you can't navigate anymore, you won't be able to see yourself on the world map. So you can use the compass so you can see where you are and just get to the Vells spawn, and so you can do the Vells boss. I'll show you guys boss times in just a moment. Obviously, like when it spawns, just going to go on your cannon. You've got 100 shots, so this should last you a while. Easily get some Vells bosses done with this character. Okay, so one of the other classes that you've leveled up, you're going to bring it to Nouver. This is important for one of your journals, and it's going to be very important for doing a Garmoth quest line later on. You're going to need to kill a lot of Nouvers, so whenever Nouver spawns, make sure you get there and you kill it. Obviously, if you miss one or two, not the end of the world, but that's what you're going to do with one of your other alts that you've leveled up a bit more. So whether you level to 49, 56, 58, whatever you've leveled it to, put some weapons and armors on it. You can see I've just put some plus 10 stuff. We got some gear, we got some quest gear, we got some composure, leftovers, just leftover gear. You can enhance this stuff yourself with a couple of blackstones and items from the central market. Not hard to do at all, and you don't even need this much gear. You can even use less gear than this for a boss ult. That's absolutely fine. If you die, don't worry about it. You spawn close to the boss, and you can get back to the boss at any time. So that's your other class. This is one of your other classes. Okay, so for one of the other ones that you leveled up, you're going to come here to Kutum, close to Sangrain, a little bit to the right of Nouver. It's Velia all the way up here. So this is Kutum. the Ancient Scarlet Chamber, whatever it's called. You're going to come in here. So killing Kutum is going to be important for one of the journals. And if you ever want to get a Pen Kutum using the Pen Boss Gear questline, that's going to be nice too. So you want to keep this character here and just kill Kutum whenever you can. It's not as important as the Nouver one. However, on PC, when you kill world bosses, you got a chance of getting artifacts, which I think I've gotten one. Maybe not. But you can get artifacts from world bosses when you kill them. So it's worth just killing them when you can. And whenever that comes available on console, it's going to be really good just to have your boss ult ready. So you can kill the bosses there as well. But here you go. This is where Kutum spawns. Okay, so for your final class, which is the one that you timepiece to, you haven't tagged it, so it should be free to roam around. You're either going to take it to Karanda if your main character that you're going to be playing on is Awakened class, because you're going to want to get the Karanda pieces to get the guaranteed pen Dandy. If it's Succession class, come down to Kzarka, because you're going to use the quest line to get a pen Kzarka, so you need to kill Kzarka for that one. So you're just going to come into the shrine. And then once you get into this big open room, this is where Kzarka is going to spawn. Okay, so to get all your information about bosses, come to MMO Boss Timer, linked in the description down below. All the bosses are here. Nouver and Kutum, main ones you're looking for. Kzarka or Karanda, depending on which boss weapon you're going for. Vells, twice a week on PC, not available yet on console. Garmoth, not available on console, on PC 3 times a week. I do this on my main character. If you want to make another boss ult for Garmoth, feel free to. I will eventually do that myself. I just haven't felt the need to at the minute because it's only 3 times a week and it's very easy to get there and back from wherever I'm grinding.
Okay, so this is going to be the final section of the Part 1 guide. Once you've left season servers and you're on regular servers, you can access something called your progression pass. So it's the same place where you accessed your season pass before. Obviously, you're not on season servers, so now it's a progression pass. You'll have all these different tabs, and then since this is the first time you're opening up, you're going to have a bunch of stuff completed. On my NA account, I haven't even completed the main quest line properly yet. So you'll have more stuff completed than me here. All you got to do is just click on all these different icons that are shiny, and when you do that, you're going to get some rewards, and it's going to progress this bar underneath, which is going to give you some really nice rewards, and also it will progress stuff up here as well, where you can claim from the top. So after you've got a couple items complete, you can claim these rewards on the top of each of these tabs as well. So just come down, see on each tab what you can claim, what you've got complete. But the main one here, game tips. Feel free to read all of these as well. But like I said, you're going to click on every single one of these tips. And if you want to read it, if you're a new player, I would recommend it. It's going to give you some nice little advice. But you can click on all of these and it will automatically complete all of them, and you can get some rewards. You can get a cron stone for every single one that you click on. And then up here as well, you can get all these Layla petals at the top. These are going to be useful for later on. Don't throw them away. Just hold on to those Layla petals because you're going to need them. And then if you come down here as well, like click on the find out about stuff. So these ones here, and you'll get even more rewards from these. That one I'd actually completed. So yeah, these 4 will give you even more stuff. And then again, you come out to the top, you get the stuff from the top, and then you grab all the stuff from the bottom. So this first one here is 200 mil, so that's really nice. And these, if you get a Jin Viper from this, you're looking pretty good. Olocus crystals decent as well. Crop crystals are decent. 300 mil for getting 50 done. You should, by the time you finish, really, you've definitely got 50 done. You might even be closer to getting like the 80, 90 point here. So, and if you want, you can read the tabs and see like, okay, what haven't I done, right? Maybe you haven't completed the Nader's Band quest line. So go to YouTube, Nader's Band, and then you can figure out how to get that. The game should actually just take you through and get you that through the quest line itself. But You know, if there's anything extra you want to do, go to Archman's, kill 10 items here, combine the Tongrad Earring, defeat 10 Tashira Runes monsters. You could do these two for a little bit of extra progressions on this account, and then eventually this will give you 200 mil, 300 mil, another 500 mil here, and a bunch of other nice rewards in between. But I'm going to split this guide into 3 parts here. So this is part 1 complete, and I've already recorded the other parts, so they will be coming out in relatively quick succession. I just have to edit them a little bit. Guys, I hope it's been useful, and I'll catch you in the next one.